In the last video, we talked about the cost of waiting. Now let's talk about the signals that tell you it is time to act. Not when everything falls apart, not when growth becomes chaotic, but earlier, when pressure is increasing quietly, when small breakdowns start happening more often, when manageable starts feeling heavier than it should. Those signals are subtle, but they are clear once you know what to look for. The first signal is increased friction. Nothing dramatic, just more small issues than usual, more missed calls than you are comfortable with, more follow-up that requires reminders, more conversations that feel rushed. The business still runs. Revenue still comes in, but it feels heavier, more reactive, less controlled. When friction increases without volume increasing, structure is signaling weakness. Here is how you know this friction is not random. You start double-checking things more often. You ask, did we call them back? You check the CRM more than you used to. You follow up on follow-up, not because the team is careless, but because confidence has decreased. When you feel the need to personally monitor basic processes, structure is asking to be strengthened. The second signal is customer hesitation. Not complaints, not negative reviews, just hesitation. Longer response times before booking, more questions about scheduling, more uncertainty in conversations. Customers feel when processes are unclear. They sense when follow-up is inconsistent. And when clarity drops, trust becomes fragile. If you are winning fewer jobs than your effort suggests you should, structure may be the reason. Here is what that looks like. Customers call back to confirm details. They ask when they will hear from you again. They compare timelines more closely, not because they distrust you, but because clarity is not consistent. When response and follow-up are predictable, customers move forward faster. When predictability drops, decisions slow down, and hesitation is often a signal that structure is under strain. The third signal is increased internal strain. Growth does not feel exciting. It feels stressful. More calls create more tension. More leads create more confusion. Instead of confidence increasing, pressure increases. You find yourself working harder just to maintain control. And when volume rises, stability decreases. That is a clear signal that structure has not kept pace with growth. Here is how that strain shows up. You hesitate before turning on more marketing. You worry about adding more volume. You question whether the team can handle it. Not because demand is bad, but because control feels fragile. When growth creates hesitation instead of confidence, structure is signaling that it needs attention. Healthy systems make expansion feel stable. Strained systems make expansion feel risky. You do not need all three signals to appear at once. If friction is increasing, that is enough. If customers hesitate more, that is enough. If growth feels fragile, that is enough. Structure rarely collapses all at once. It weakens gradually. And the earlier you respond, the easier it is to correct. Waiting does not make the signal disappear. It magnifies it. The goal is not to wait for pain. It is to respond to signals. Strong businesses do not act when they are forced. They act when patterns emerge. Because small corrections are easier than large recoveries. Stability is not created during crisis. It is created before crisis. And signals are your opportunity to strengthen structure early. If you are seeing even one of these signals, it is not a warning of collapse. It is an invitation to strengthen structure before friction increases, before hesitation grows, before pressure compounds. In the next video, we will talk about what changes after structure is fixed, because stability does not just prevent loss. It changes how growth feels.